Our next speaker did something completely different. And what's so cool, and I want to tell you this before we keep going, I believe in the power of connection so much, and this last speaker will show you why. Chris Kurtz is a good friend of mine, and he started this great effort called Do Good, Be Kind. I found him on Twitter, and he said, hey, what's your shirt size? And I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, I want to send you something. So hold on, this is not being inappropriate, but this is a prop to show you my good friend. He said, I heard you like tie-dye, and I do. I'm a huge tie-dye person. And so he sent me this. Do good, be kind. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Chris Kurtz.
Oh, Steve Browne, thank you so much. What an honor to be with all of you today. And as we like to say on the beautiful island of Oahu, aloha and happy Friday. Gethin, that was such a wonderful message. Thank you so very much. I'm already high emotion. I just feel some of the great energy from the speakers that have spoken so far, and I'm grateful to be part of this great lineup as well. And Steve, what an awesome shout out. You know, that shirt can be found at Do Good Be Kind or shopdogoodbekind.com if anyone's interested in it as well. What I thought I'd share today is a little bit of a story that's a twist on what we've been talking about. So much of kindness in the world is focused on being kind to others, and appropriately so. And if we look at all of the messages that are coming at us, so many of them are, how can we reach out and show benevolence, kindness, forbearance, as Gethin said, to those around us? But what about us? In 2017, I'm a father of 4 boys, and you can see this sticker. In 2017, one of my sons, my third of 4 boys, came into my office one day after school, and he said, Dad, can I please have a stack of these stickers? I didn't ask him why. He simply took the stack of stickers and left. And later that evening, a friend called, and she was so concerned, and she said, my son came home today so worried about your son. Is he okay? And I didn't know why. I said, I think he's fine. He hasn't mentioned anything. Well, the next day, my son came home, and I called him into my office, and I said, tell me what happened at school this week. And he said, Dad, when I was at school, some of the 7th and 8th graders were starting to be friends with me, and I was so excited. I mean, how cool to be in 6th grade to get invited into this really cool group. He goes, and then we were standing in the circle, and one of the kids started to call out my weight. And he started to point at my chest and say some awful things, and he even pointed at the girl and said, your chest is even bigger than hers. And he said, I felt so bad, but I felt even worse for her, that she would get called into this. And he said, I wanted to come home and get some of these stickers because they're going around our school and kids are putting them on their laptops and on their hydro flasks. And the next day I went to school and I handed that kid a stack of these stickers. And I said, hey, I'm the kid that you bullied yesterday, and I wanted to give you these stickers. They're really popular right now, and I thought perhaps you would want to hand some of them out too. See, I get emotional thinking about this. I asked my son, I said, how do you feel about that? And he said, Dad, I was really sad in the moment, but more than anything, what I've learned from this experience is that people treat others, or the way we treat others, is often a reflection about how we feel about ourselves. You see, that boy and how he was treating me was probably a reflection of his own insecurity. And in that moment, this dad got such a life lesson from his 11-year-old son. Now I think about this in the context of the workplace and why we chose, as Do Good Be Kind, that do good, be kind, or be kind to yourself should be our number 1 pillar. And we focus on 3 elements of that. Number 1 is be kind to yourself physically. You know, a poll was taken by thrive.org. This was started by Ariana Huffington. After she passed out in an event, she started to research sleep. And a poll was taken that 75% of Americans report that their worst night of sleep is Sunday night. This might resonate with you if you can imagine that feeling that comes in the pit of your stomach sometime around Sunday afternoon when you look at the clock and you go, oh no, tomorrow's Monday. And it starts to build, and you think about your emails and everything. It takes this boost of courage to get into Sunday night. And you think, if I can just get into Monday with enough gusto, I can make it to Tuesday. And of course, Tuesday's Taco Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, what do we get? It's Hump Day. And then Thursday, of course, is Friday Eve. And then I can make it into the weekend. What a sad narrative this is. And so when we talk about being kind to ourselves, the first thing we talk about is being kind to ourselves physically. Are you getting proper exercise and sleep? I shared this message with 90 police officers in a conference recently. And when I asked them, what do you want to focus on? It was amazing how many people, and perhaps you like me, and I've been there, sacrifice our physical health first for the organization, for the mission, for the cause, whatever it might be. I'll never forget in Mexico, we were living in working in Mexico. This is many years ago. And my wife came into the office at 11 o'clock at night. And I was often doing this, burning the candle at both ends. And at 11 o'clock at night, she sat down in front of my computer and she said, "I love you. And because I love you, I want to let you know that I'm thinking about taking the boys and moving in with my mom back in Utah. You see, this isn't what I negotiated for. You being gone early in the morning and working till late at night." And she said, "That's all. I thought it was only fair to let you know that this is where I'm at." And she walked out. I sat there for a few moments, and when I pondered, I thought about how I was living my life and how it was impacting others. And I made the choice to get more sleep and to prioritize my physical health. You see, it was fascinating. When I let my employees know that I would be working out in the morning, guess what they started to do? They started to take time to work out in the morning. When I let them know that I would be taking time in the evening to be with my family, they started to take time to get more sleep as well. And our productivity actually went through the roof. So my first question for you is, how are you doing taking care of your physical health? Are you getting good sleep? Are you hydrating properly? Are you getting good food and nutrients to power your brain and to power your emotions? The next thing we talk about is taking care of ourselves emotionally. And fortunately, we are in an era where more and more teens, we can look to them. One of the first things they talk about without shame is their therapist. When we talk about being kind to ourselves emotionally, we talk about taking that time to recognize our emotions, to write them down if we need to, or to share them with a trusted friend. If you're not journaling, or if you don't have someone that you can talk to, journaling is a great way to recognize and come to grips with your emotions. We are first and foremost emotional creatures. And some of you say, "No, I make all my decisions based on fact and figures," and that's actually not true. We make our decisions first with our gut and with our emotion, and then we substantiate them with facts and figures. Taking care of ourselves emotionally might mean meditating. It's not selfish. It's prioritizing those around you and your emotional health. In my bio, I say I'm not afraid to cry, and that is absolutely true. When I speak in front of groups, especially youth, they say that the front row is the splash zone. And I've come to grips with my emotions and being comfortable with them so that I can live a healthier life emotionally. Now, the last thing I want to talk about as it relates to being kind to ourselves is being kind to ourselves mentally. Did you know that our brains, from the start of the morning until the end of the night, process about 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day? But what's fascinating is up to 98% of those thoughts are on repeat. They're on autopilot. They're the same thoughts every day. If you don't believe me, just imagine this. Close your eyes for just a moment and picture putting your pants on in the morning. Which pant leg did you put in first? Could you feel it? You probably didn't even think about it. That's because our brains want to conserve energy and so they go on autopilot. But sadly, of those 50 to 70,000 thoughts, 80% of them, it's reported, are negative. They're the same thoughts over and over. And they're thoughts that sound like this: "I'm not good at that. My boss will tell me no. I'll be disrespected in the workplace if I bring this forward. My voice isn't important." If you recognize any of these thoughts, I'm going to give you 5 things that you can say. And we call these our affirmations that we share all the time. And it starts like this. Wiggle your thumb with me. There you go. We're going to connect physical to mental. Wiggle your thumb with me. I am smart. I am brave. I am grateful. I am kind. I am loved. We're going to do that one more time. We actually have these printed out. You can put them on a wall somewhere where you can see them every day. And this is how we rewrite that message or overcome those 80% negative thoughts on repeat. I am smart. I am brave. I am grateful. I am kind. And I am loved. I share this with my kids because I want them to repeat them somewhere along the lines in their life when they're faced with a challenge or faced with self-doubt. I hope that this message resonates with you in some way. In every conference or in any opportunity where I've had the opportunity to share this message and I invite somebody, I will ask them, "What do you need to work on?" And in every instance, they will come forward and say, "I need to work on being kind to myself physically." Or some will say, "I need to work on being kind to myself emotionally." And others will say, "I need to work on being kind to myself mentally." So I ask you today, which one of these will you choose? What habit will you change? And I wish you all of the luck and success as you take this major step and effort to be kind to yourself first. Thank you so very much. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and aloha to all.
Aloha, my brother. Thank you so much. Remember, do good, be kind. It works everywhere, not just for work. It works in life, and it works for you personally. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Steve and Beck and everyone. Thank you all.